Representative, welcome back to the program here. You're asking the U.S. Department of Justice to oversee this election in Texas. You're concerned, I've seen, about possible civil rights violations here. What is it you think might be happening?
Well, I think just, so much has gone on, and it starts going way back to us walking out, during special session, and just letting the whole world know what we felt about SB1 and what this bill was going to do to chill the vote and to confuse voters and really just to keep voters away from the ballot box. And what we've seen through the actions of the Attorney General and going out and, taking people out of their beds in their pajamas down in South Texas is proven that this is exactly what we were afraid of. Good people were going to pay the price for doing the good work within their communities to make sure that people will get out and vote. It's something that I've been doing since I was a child, both translating for an elderly community that maybe doesn't fully understand the language. They can get by, but they don't fully understand the language. They want to engage in voting. So certainly when I started running for office, this is part of what we've tried to do with our communities for a long time. And now the Attorney General is, really just slowing us down, doesn't feel that everyone should have that opportunity. And I'm thankful to the Fifth Circuit for making these decisions.
Do you expect to hear back from the DOJ before early voting starts on Monday?
My God, I sure hope so. I mean, if they respond and continue to push back against the Attorney General, hopefully giving people peace that they can continue to do the work that they've been doing without the fear of potentially breaking some crime.
Representative, you mentioned there a moment ago, but explain why it is that you think that some people need outside help in completing their ballot. Of course, absentee ballots are for people who are homebound or elderly or can't get around. But why is it necessary for someone to get that type of assistance?
Just think about it. One of the biggest issues we've had here recently, post COVID-19, is just broadband access. So many parts of Texas don't have internet access the way you and I have. It's not easy to access information. And they rely on people that they go to church with. They rely on people that they're at the community center with. And they may say, hey, I've applied for my mail-in ballot. What do you know about this Ramón Romero? What do you know about, Ted Cruz? What do you know about Vice President Harris? Talk to me about them. And that's generally what people do. Keep in mind, these are the exact same people, volunteers that are doing this for free, are now being prosecuted by the Attorney General's office.
But isn't that an opportunity for fraud, though? If someone helping out with someone on a ballot leans a certain way, I mean, couldn't they sway that person to vote that way?
I mean, I think that anyone could argue that that's where there could be some fraud there. But look, I mean, if you're looking and you're going to call my opinion or someone asking me for my opinion, then we're going back that we should just never talk about politics, period. You shouldn't be doing it. After all, your show sways people in one way or another. And let's say the ballot was present in their home. Does that mean that you broke the law, Jason, through the television set? I don't believe so. I think we've gone a step too far. The whole election deniers, they're not going to quit. Unfortunately, I said it when this bill was on the floor. It's not about making it easier to vote and harder to cheat. This is about creating real simple errors and calling it cheating and then saying, I want the taxpayers to pay for your incarceration for 10 years. I think most Americans would say, look, that's not where we want to go. This is not about whether or not you should be able to give somebody a bottle of water while they're in line. That's not something that we're going to charge someone with a third-degree felony. We've gone too far, and I would hope that both Democrats and Republicans and those in the court understand that, okay, let's just go back to the basics. Let's encourage people to vote. Let's make sure that they are who they say they are and they live where they say that they're going to live. They're registered to vote. Let's let the winner be whoever gets the most votes.
Let me ask both ways, since we don't know what the decision is yet from the Fifth Circuit. If the Fifth Circuit, upholds a stay and continues it on, how will that impact the election, do you think?
If the Fifth Circuit allows business as usual, I think more people, as we've seen in South Texas, this galvanized that community when Attorney General sent folks after people they've known in their homes. We're really going to get out there now. We're really going to make sure that more people register to vote, which it's too late now, but we're really going to make sure that those that have the right, keep in mind, if you're 65, it's your right to vote by mail. And it's your right to seek assistance. Let's just make sure that those people that do give assistance, they document it as their witness there. dot their I's, cross their T's. That's what these guys are looking for. So I think that more people are engaged now, and I think the elections are going to prove it. And I think the Democrats are going to win seats that didn't expect to win because of some of these efforts that have been unfairly burdening the Latino community. And LULAC, thanks to LULAC for challenging this. Thank you for so many other organizations for taking this to the courts. We always knew we were going to be in the courts. I'm just glad that we prevailed thus far.
Well, let's ask about the other side of it. If the judges say, you know, if the three-panel judge, I guess is it three-panel or is it the entire Fifth Circuit? You know,
I don't know, Jason.
I would presume it's three-panel, the three-panel judges. But if they say that, you know, listen, the law that Judge Xavier Rodriguez struck down, that should not be struck down. And in fact, that law is just fine to stay on the books. How will that impact the election?
I think it creates a tremendous amount of confusion. And at that point, now we need those folks that are receiving their mail-in ballot to reach out to their family members and say, come help me as a family member. I trust you as my son and daughter. And those are going to be people that are going to be willing to defend that right to vote by mail. It'll absolutely chill some of the voting as well, though. I mean, I think it's undeniable. It's happened in my district, the chill effect with the vote by mail. It'll happen in other districts, in other precincts all over the state of Texas. I'm going to pray that that doesn't happen. I think when you look at the judge's words, there was not just some components, many components that he was really disturbed by. What you can prove, the presence of the ballot being present. Also, what is compensation? How do you prove that somebody was compensated? There was a lot there, and I think that's why it's taken some time for Paxton's appeal. It's not a simple black and white decision here.
And Representative, amid all this, you are now running for the chair of the Mexican-American Legislative Caucus. It seems that this group and Latinos statewide have not only been in the news a lot, but a lot of people say they've really been targeted a lot. What do you think you could do in that position?
Look, I think unfortunately we've been on the defense for a very long time, Jason. I mean, there is one immigrant bill after another. I think that the main thing that we need to do is work with the leadership, both in the House and Senate. None of us like what's happening at the border. None of us like sex trafficking. None of us like fentanyl coming across our border. And we can work on all of those issues together. So I want to find common ground with the leadership to make sure that they don't always put us on defense. And at the same time, when something is a clear attack on our communities, such as this and voting rights, well, then we're going to fight back for it. I've had a great career over 5 terms, believe it or not, going into my 6th term now. I have the experience to lead and also the trust of my colleagues, both Democrats and Republicans. So I'm really looking forward to leading this caucus.
Representative, thank you for the time. We appreciate it as always.
Thank you, Jason.